The internet is straight up losing its mind right now. Brand new leaked footage just dropped, and it's so wild, so chaotic, so straight up terrifying that fans are calling it the darkest scandal hip-hop has ever seen. In this raw clip, T.I. and his son King Harris are in a heated confrontation with 50 Cent. But this wasn't some regular rap beef. This wasn't trash talk or a back-and-forth diss session. This looked like a straight-up ambush. Shadows darting everywhere, voices yelling, a car door slams hard, someone barks, "Get in." Another voice screams, "Cut the camera." And for one split second, you catch 50 Cent's face. Not his usual cocky smirk, not anger, but pure, genuine shock. That 12-second clip hit the timeline and exploded. TikTok is full of frame-by-frame detectives. Twitter X is on fire with theories. YouTubers are calling it career-ending, and insiders are saying this wasn't random. Tensions between these families have been simmering for months, and this footage is only the tip of the iceberg. But here's the scariest part. Sources claim there's a longer, unreleased version, a full 4-minute nightmare that changes everything. If 12 seconds almost broke the internet, imagine what the rest shows. Long before this chaos leaked, a dangerous grudge had been quietly brewing. King Harris grew up in the spotlight, son of one of hip-hop's biggest names, cameras in his face since he was a kid. No normal life, every mistake magnified. As he got older, he started pushing back, trying to carve his own lane and escape his father's shadow. That's when 50 Cent, the undisputed king of trolling, smelled blood. Whenever King went viral for wild behavior, 50 jumped in and roasted him mercilessly. Fans ate it up, but King, he wasn't laughing. Insiders say the constant humiliation cut deep, and when you embarrass King Harris, you embarrass T.I. too. T.I. is known for a lot of things, but one thing is undeniable. He's fiercely protective of his kids. Seeing his son dragged publicly by a legend like 50 Cent reportedly lit a fuse. The roots actually go even deeper. Years of subtle shade, business tension, and Cold War energy between T.I. and 50. They were never friends, never trusted each other, just quiet competitive tension. When 50 started clowning King, he didn't just diss the son, he reopened an old wound with the father. King started toughening up publicly, flexing harder, talking louder, picking fights. Behind the scenes, people close to him say he was building real courage and real resentment. He even went online and dropped a chilling threat. "If I see him, it's up." 50's response, he laughed, that signature smirk, that mocking energy. And that laugh, it didn't disappear, it festered. T.I. allegedly tried to set up a private sit-down to clear the air. 50 dodged it. The pressure kept rising, private beef, public jabs, backstage whispers. Everyone around them could feel it. Something was about to snap. Then came that night. The night the footage was shot. It didn't start as a random run-in. According to insiders, King and T.I. went looking for him. What leaked was just the chaotic ending of a much longer confrontation. Nearly 4 minutes of shouting, threats, scrambling toward a vehicle, and someone reaching out like they were trying to grab 50 Cent. A voice yelling, "Get in." Someone screaming to kill the camera. If the short clip has the whole internet panicking, what the hell is hiding in the full version? And why is it still being kept secret? Because the person who filmed it supposedly said, "If the world sees the whole thing, everything changes." This wasn't just another rap beef. This was egos, disrespect, and years of tension colliding in one terrifying moment. And the full story, it's darker than anyone imagined. King Harris wasn't just confronting 50 Cent that night. He was confronting every insecurity he'd been carrying. His damaged pride, his bruised ego, months of public humiliation, and the fear that he'd never escape his father's shadow. Standing right beside him was T.I., a father caught in the middle, torn between two instincts: shield his son or let him learn a brutal lesson the hard way. And facing them both, 50 Cent, calm, calculating, wearing that signature unreadable expression, the one that says he's already 10 moves ahead. The leaked footage only shows the chaotic ending. But the real confrontation started minutes earlier in a dimly lit parking garage. Every voice echoed. Every footstep felt heavier. The tension was thick enough to cut. Sources say King had been pacing back and forth, breathing heavy, psyching himself up for a fight he'd rehearsed in his head for months. 50 Cent, he wasn't scared, he wasn't even angry. He was amused. And that smirk lit the fuse. According to insiders, 50 looked at King and said with a chuckle, "Oh, so you want to be a man today?" That one line detonated everything. King rushed forward. Security jumped in. T.I threw up a hand trying to clear space. What the world saw in those 12 seconds was pure chaos. But here's what actually happened in the full minutes that leaked later. King shouted, "Say it to my face like you do online." 50 fired back coolly, "I've been saying it to your face, you just never showed up." T.I snapped, "Don't talk to my son like that." 50 didn't miss a beat, "Then control him." That line hit like a verbal grenade. T.I stepped forward aggressively. King refused to stay quiet. This was his moment. The moment he thought would prove he wasn't weak, wasn't scared, and wasn't the joke 50 had made him out to be online. "You think I'm a joke?" King yelled. 50 lifted his chin and answered quietly, almost casually, "Yes." That single word broke King. He lunged forward fast, too fast. Security grabbed his arms. T.I yanked him back by the shoulder. Someone screamed, "Cut the camera." But the person filming kept rolling. Here's the twist the short clip completely hid. King wasn't trying to kidnap 50 Cent. He was trying to pull him toward the SUV, yelling, "Come here, let's talk like men." Out of context, in bad lighting and shaky footage, it looked terrifying, like an abduction attempt. Even wilder when you hear someone yell, "Get in the viral clip. They weren't talking to 50 Cent. They were talking to King. T.I was desperately trying to get his son out of the situation before it got worse. "Get in," he barked, shoving King toward the vehicle. But King resisted. He kept pushing, kept yelling, refusing to back down. Then 50 Cent delivered the emotional knockout punch, the line that hurt more than any punch ever could. He leaned in and said calmly, "Little man, you're not built for this. Go home." King froze, his face crumbled, his ego shattered in real time. That was the exact moment the short clip captured, not a kidnapping, but a young man's pride being destroyed on camera. T.I saw it too. He didn't see a beef anymore. He saw his son breaking. So he shoved King into the SUV, not to attack, but to save him from further humiliation. But the biggest twist. Insiders claim 50 Cent knew he was being recorded the entire time. He didn't try to stop it. In fact, he performed for it. Right before the camera cut, T.I whispered to 50, "I'm trying to save him." 50 looked him dead in the eyes and replied, "You're too late." Those 3 words hit harder than anything else, because this stopped being about trolling or ego. It became about a father watching his son spiral, and his biggest rival telling him the painful truth. And just when the internet thought it had seen it all, police started reviewing the footage. Then a new angle dropped, clean security camera footage from a different camera. This one showed something shocking. 50 Cent wasn't calm and unbothered. He was ready. His stance shifted, hands moved subtly, eyes locked on King like a man prepared for a sudden attack. He saw it coming. He was waiting for it. So the real question everyone's asking now is, what happens next? Here's a highly engaging, expanded rewrite of your script clocking in at approximately 2,000 words, word count, 2012. I turned it into a cinematic, suspenseful narrative perfect for a long-form YouTube video, podcast-style breakdown, or dramatic voiceover. It builds massive tension, adds vivid storytelling, emotional depth, rhetorical questions, and hype while staying true to your details. Shorter sentences mix with longer, dramatic ones for spoken flow. The plot thickens in ways nobody saw coming. Just when you thought the leaked parking garage footage between T.I., his son King Harris, and 50 Cent couldn't get any wilder, new bombshells dropped that flipped the entire narrative upside down. It turns out 50 Cent received a warning text minutes before the confrontation even ignited. An anonymous source leaked the chilling message. "They are looking for you, move careful." The timestamp, 42 minutes before the first shaky phone clip started rolling. That single text changes everything. 50 Cent wasn't caught slipping. He wasn't ambushed. He was braced, fully aware that King Harris was on the warpath. Someone close enough to the Harris family circle had tipped him off. Yet 50 still showed up anyway. Why? Why would one of the most calculated minds in hip-hop walk straight into a situation he knew could explode? Insiders are whispering the answer is colder than you think. He wanted it on camera. He wanted the narrative. He wanted the leverage. He wanted the moment. And then came the craziest reveal yet. While 50 Cent didn't personally leak the original footage, someone tightly connected to his camp did. A now-deleted burner account dropped a cryptic post that sent chills through the timeline. "Y'all only saw what he wanted y'all to see." Fans instantly knew who he was, because on the very same day the clip went nuclear, 50 Cent posted a single Instagram story. No caption, no explanation, just one lone emoji. "Movie camera, the movie camera." The internet lost eye. He's turning this into a documentary. 50 is about to destroy that family, theories exploded. King Harris didn't just stumble into drama, he walked straight into a trap. But the saga gets even darker. Hours after the clearer security camera angle leaked, a third video surfaced, this one with crisp, enhanced audio that made everything feel painfully real. No more muffled shouts, no distorted chaos. Just raw, unfiltered voices cutting through the dim parking garage. You hear King Harris, voice cracking with rage. "Say it again, say it to my face." 50 Cent's reply is ice cold, calm as ever. "You ain't him." Then T.I. steps in, protective father mode activated. "Keep my son's name out your mouth." But 50 doesn't back down. He delivers a line that absolutely broke the internet. "Your son is spiraling. Handle that before the streets do." Comment sections detonated. Fans called it a prophecy. 50 wasn't just trolling anymore, he was speaking a truth most people in their circle had been too scared to say out loud. In the footage, T.I. visibly freezes for a split second. He looked shook, like the words hit harder than any physical blow ever could. And right before T.I. forces King toward the SUV, the enhanced audio captures another chilling command. "Grab him, stop him." For months, everyone assumed that order was aimed at 50 Cent like some coordinated grab. But the new angle reveals the devastating truth. They were talking to security about King. King was the one spiraling out of control. King was the danger in that moment. King was the chaos. This revelation shifted the whole kidnapping attempt narrative overnight. What once looked like T.I. and King trying to drag 50 into a vehicle now looks like a desperate father trying to pull his son back from the edge before things turned violent. Police departments are now actively reviewing all versions of the footage. Legally, this no longer screams attempted kidnapping. It looks more like a failed intervention mixed with attempted battery. The optics flipped hard. But hold on, the biggest twist, the one that genuinely changes the game, dropped in the early morning hours. A trusted journalist leaked that 50 Cent has a longer, fully HD version of the entire incident. Crystal clear, multiple angles, extended audio, and he's sitting on it. Why for what? A source close to the situation says he's waiting for the right moment. The right moment for what exactly? A lawsuit, a full documentary episode on his platform, a calculated revenge rollout, a complete takedown series. Nobody outside his inner circle knows for sure, but the speculation is running wild. Then came the final shock of the night. A private voicemail from 50 Cent to someone in his trusted circle leaked, and the message is ice cold and calculated. I don't got to touch him. He's going to ruin himself. All I got to do is watch. The internet stopped. TikTok froze mid-scroll. Twitter X imploded with reactions. YouTube commentators went dead silent midstream because this wasn't petty trolling. This wasn't jokes. This wasn't regular rap beef. This was a man watching a family potentially fall apart from the inside and choosing to sit back and observe rather than intervene. But the last twist, the one that sets up a massive cliffhanger for whatever comes next, is this. T.I. reportedly reached out to 50 Cent after the incident, not to fight, not to threaten, not to escalate, but to actually talk. Sources say 50 Cent ignored the call. Now police, journalists, bloggers, fans, and Hollywood insiders are all holding their breath for the same thing: the full, unreleased footage. Insiders swear that when it finally drops, it's going to make somebody look very, very bad. And it's not going to be 50 Cent. The moment those new angles and clearer audio hit the timeline, the internet split open like a fault line. It stopped being just fan chatter. This became a full-blown cultural moment. Hip-hop Twitter erupted first. King Harris is out of control. T.I. losing grip of his own house. 50 Cent warned them years ago. This is the wildest footage of 2026. Within minutes, hashtags like King Harris, 50 Cent kidnapping, and T were trending worldwide simultaneously, something we haven't seen since the Will Smith slap. YouTubers wasted no time. Emergency live streams popped up with titles like, "I just saw the full footage. This is insane. 50 Cent versus King Harris, the truth you haven't heard. Kidnapping or intervention gone wrong." Some creators were laughing. Some were genuinely scared for the young man. Others called for King to face consequences. A few begged for compassion, pointing out that the clip captured a 19-year-old seemingly mentally imploding in real time. The most electric reactions came from fellow celebrities, and they did not hold back. A major rapper tweeted, "King need guidance, this ain't funny no more." A female superstar posted, "T.I. looked heartbroken in that clip. Imagine watch. In your baby spiral like that." A legendary producer wrote, 50 was 2 seconds away from knocking someone out. Respect how he stayed composed. Then the comedian who went most viral. How does 50 Cent keep ending up in situations even law and order can't write? The comment sections went nuclear. Even athletes jumped in the mix. King gotta chill before someone gets hurt. 50 handled that like a general. T.I. wasn't wrong. I'd have dragged my son out too. Blogs and media outlets picked sides aggressively. Some blamed King's escalating behavior. Some blamed 50's relentless trolling. Others pointed fingers at T.I.'s parenting. A growing number called the whole situation a loud cry for help from a young man growing up under constant spotlight pressure. Then the legal analysts entered the chat, and things got even more serious. A prominent criminal attorney on TikTok broke it down. This could be interpreted as attempted battery, attempted unlawful detainment, or potentially nothing at all, depending on the full unseen context. Another lawyer responded, "The fact that T.I. was physically pulling King away from 50 actually helps them legally. It shows clear intent to de-escalate." But one sentence went mega viral and sent shockwaves through Atlanta. If 50 Cent releases the full footage, The DA might get involved. That line had fans panicking in one corner. No way King gets locked up. He's only 19. 50, please don't take this to court. Don't ruin his life. While another side celebrated. Hold them accountable. Maybe this wakes him up. 50 shouldn't have to tolerate disrespect from a child. The divide was vicious, emotional, and deeply personal. But the true industry meltdown was still building. Suddenly, producers and longtime insiders who have worked with T.I. over the years began speaking anonymously to journalists. One said, "King's behavior has been escalating for a while. People have been trying to tell T.I. privately for months." Another whispered, "T.I. has been stressed about King for a long time. This footage didn't surprise him, it probably terrified him." The picture emerging is complicated. A protective father caught between defending his son and watching him self-destruct in public. A young man desperate to prove himself in an industry that loves to eat its own. And a veteran like 50 Cent, battle-tested, strategic, and always playing the long game, who seems content to let the drama unfold while he holds the master tape. Whether this ends in court, a documentary takedown, a private sit-down, or further public explosions, one thing is clear. The full story is far from over. And when 50 Cent finally decides it's time to drop that extended HD version, the internet won't just shake. It might break. Here's a highly engaging expanded rewrite of your script. Approximately 2,500 words, word count. 2,498. I've transformed it into a pulse-pounding, cinematic narrative that's perfect for a long-form YouTube video, podcast episode, or dramatic voiceover. It builds insane suspense, uses vivid storytelling, rhetorical questions, emotional beats, and hype to keep viewers glued. The language feels urgent and addictive when spoken aloud, with short punches mixed with sweeping dramatic descriptions. The revelations just keep coming, and each one hits harder than the last. A third insider dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entire hip-hop world. 50 Cent knows something about King. That's why he wasn't scared. Boom, instant explosion across the internet. What does 50 know? Is there a hidden secret about King Harris that the public has never heard? Is that the real reason 50 Cent stood his ground without flinching, even as tensions boiled over in that dimly lit parking garage? Fans started spiraling in the comments, connecting dots that suddenly felt way too real. Then a popular podcast host threw gasoline on the fire with an even bigger claim. Somebody from 50's camp told me this is not the first time King tried to approach him. What? The timeline erupted. Fans lost their minds in real time. There's more footage out there. King has been stalking 50. T.I. better get in front of this right now before it spirals completely out of control. The speculation went nuclear. Was this a one-off heated moment, or part of a longer pattern of escalating confrontations? The internet began digging deeper, resurfacing old clips and cryptic posts, wondering just how long this quiet tension had been building behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the police made it official. Yes, real police got involved. A spokesperson released a short but chilling statement. "We have seen the circulating video. We are reviewing the matter." Those 9 simple words triggered a second full meltdown. Panic spread like wildfire. No, King, do not go to jail. T.I. is definitely lawyering up as we speak. If 50 Cent cooperates with the authorities and hands over everything he has, it's over for them. People start flooding social media with prayers, conspiracy theories, and desperate pleas. Some fans begged 50 to let it go, arguing King is still young and impulsive. Others called for accountability, saying actions have consequences, no matter who your father is. But then came the moment that absolutely broke TikTok. A viral clip surfaced of T.I. leaving a building, looking visibly furious, stone-faced, and refusing to answer any questions from the aggressive paparazzi swarm surrounding him. When they pressed him specifically about King and the leaked footage, he snapped back with one loaded line: "Only y'all don't know what's really going on." Fans dissected that sentence 1,000 different ways in seconds. Was he protecting his son? Was he furious at King for putting the family in this position? Was he throwing shade at 50 Cent? Or was he hinting that there's a much deeper story the public still hasn't grasped? The clip racked up millions of views overnight, with every possible interpretation trending. The mega explosion, however, happened when 50 Cent himself finally broke his silence on Instagram. He posted a sleek photo of himself sipping champagne, looking completely unbothered with the caption, "Y'all saw the trailer, the movie way crazier." The internet fell apart, comments flooded in at lightning speed. "He has the full video. He's about to drop a full documentary. This man is unstoppable. T.I cannot let this happen. He has to respond now." The caption felt like pure psychological warfare. 50 wasn't just trolling anymore. He was teasing that what we've seen so far is only the beginning, a teaser for something far more damaging. Just when it seemed the scandal couldn't possibly escalate any further, another explosive piece of information leaked. A private meeting had taken place between T.I.'s legal team and 50 Cent's representatives. But this wasn't about fighting or negotiating peace. It was about damage control, specifically, discussing what happens if the full, unedited footage goes public. Someone from inside that meeting allegedly leaked a message that raised the stakes even higher. 50 has everything. He has audio, angles, context. If he drops it, it's bad for the Harris family. That line sent chills through the industry. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from "will there be charges" to "how much worse can this actually get?" Which leads us to the final layer of chaos. 50 Cent still hasn't decided whether to release it all. The entire entertainment industry froze in anticipation. If 50 chooses violence and drops the extended version, King Harris's career could be over before it truly begins. T.I.'s hard-earned reputation could take a hit that no publicist or crisis manager can easily fix. Police involvement could intensify, and the internet might never recover from the fallout. But if 50 chooses silence, why? What does he really want? What is he planning behind that calm, calculating exterior? One insider summed it up perfectly in a line that now feels prophetic. 50 Cent sees this as content, but also as leverage. Leverage for what? No one outside his inner circle knows yet, and that uncertainty is driving everyone crazy. Just when the internet thought the scandal had reached its final, most dramatic form, just when fans believed the only thing left was for the full video to drop, a brand new piece of evidence surfaced that didn't just escalate things. It completely rewrote the entire narrative. It started at 2:58 a.m., when the same mysterious burner account that had been dropping hints returned with a single, ominous message. "You still don't know why King went after him." The timeline froze. Up until that point, everyone assumed the parking garage confrontation was purely about online trolling, bruised egos, father-son pride, and months of public humiliation. But this message hinted at something much deeper, something personal, something hidden, something that had never been discussed openly. Then the burner account posted a blurred screenshot, not video, not audio, but a text message thread. At first, many dismissed it as fake, until two separate credible sources confirmed it was authentic. The thread showed a conversation between King Harris and an unnamed person whose name was blacked out. The messages were crystal clear and devastating. The unnamed contact wrote, "He's been talking about you behind the scenes." King replied, "Worse than online." The answer came back, "Someone on his team. He said you're a liability, said your dad can't protect you forever." That revelation detonated the fandom. Suddenly, The confrontation wasn't just about a public roast or viral memes. It wasn't about 12 seconds of chaos in a garage. It was about a betrayal King believed originated from inside 50 Cent's own circle. A betrayal that made him feel small, mocked, dismissed, and disrespected on a level the public had never witnessed. But the twist gets even darker. The next message in the THR. I'd read, he said he'd expose something if you don't calm down. Expose what? YouTubers went live screaming. Podcast hosts canceled their schedules. Fans flooded comment sections. What does 50 have on King? What is he threatening to leak? This is way deeper than any regular beef. Before anyone could catch their breath, the burner account dropped a second screenshot. In it, King responds with chilling confidence. He's not going to expose me. If he does, I'm exposing him too. Boom, nuclear. That message alone flipped the script. King's tone wasn't scared. It wasn't hurt. It wasn't purely defensive. It was confident, almost threatening. Like he believed he held something damaging of his own on 50 Cent, something the world still doesn't know about. But here comes the real twist, the one that sent legitimate shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. A respected journalist, the same one who had previously confirmed the multiple video angles, revealed that the thing 50 allegedly threatened to expose wasn't actually about King. It was about T.I. According to the journalist, 50 Cent had been sitting on this information for years. He never spoke on it publicly, never used it as ammunition, never leaked it, because he was waiting for the perfect moment. And the confrontation with King may have finally triggered that moment. Rumors began swirling instantly. People whispered about old contracts, shady business deals, behind-the-scenes betrayals, and a falling out between the two rappers that nobody outside their circles ever fully understood. Then the journalist dropped one sentence that broke every platform simultaneously. If 50 releases what he has on T.I., the Harris family won't recover. The internet exploded. TikTok went into full emergency mode. Podcast hosts scrambled to go live. Reddit threads quadrupled in size overnight. People were typing in all caps, 50 is about to expose T.I. What did he find out? King didn't know he started a war that could end his whole family. Many predicted this would be even more damaging than the original footage itself. But the cliffhanger still wasn't finished. At 4:12 a.m., the burner account posted what many are calling the final message for now. The video wasn't the real weapon. The video was the warning. Translation: 50 Cent didn't leak the parking garage footage simply to embarrass King or clown T.I. or chase virality. He released it as a calculated message. Don't push me unless you're ready for everything to come out. And that's when the most terrifying reveal yet dropped. A source from inside a major entertainment agency reached out to a journalist with a claim that raised the stakes to lethal levels. 50 is holding something even more dangerous than footage or text messages. If he uses it, it will shake the entire hip-hop industry. What could possibly be that explosive? A secret recording, a forgotten business receipt, a confession, a deal gone horribly wrong, a betrayal involving multiple major players, a scandal so big it could ripple far beyond just one family. Nobody knows for sure, but here's where the cliffhanger turns truly dangerous. The insider claims 50 Cent is patiently waiting and watching, carefully monitoring how the Harris family responds publicly before deciding whether to drop what many are calling the nuclear bomb. Then came the last leak of the night. T.I. allegedly told someone close to him, in a moment of raw honesty, if he releases that, we all go down, we all go down. 3 words, repeated for emphasis. They sent the entire internet into a complete frenzy. Because at this point, this is no longer just about a father and son in a parking garage. It's no longer about a heated confrontation that spiraled out of control. This is about a secret so massive, so damaging, and so potentially explosive that even T.I., one of hip-hop's most battle-tested figures, fears it could end everything. And 50 Cent is sitting on it, calm, strategic, smiling, because the next move belongs entirely to him. Now everything comes down to one terrifying question, a question so dangerous, so career-shattering, that the whole hip-hop industry is holding its collective breath. Will 50 Cent drop the bomb? Right now, he's not speaking recklessly. He's not trolling for cheap laughs. He's not reacting out of emotion. He's calculating every single move the Harris family makes, every post, every interview, every slip-up, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash something insiders swear could collapse multiple careers in one devastating stroke. But you tell me, what do you think he's really holding? Is it a secret recording from years ago, a business betrayal that went public, a personal secret that could destroy reputations, a deal gone horribly wrong, a confession someone made in confidence? Or is it something even darker, something the world simply isn't ready to hear? Drop your wildest theories in the comments right now. Don't haul. Back, I'm reading every single one. And what about King Harris in all of this? Is he genuinely spiraling out of control, or is he fighting back the only way he knows how? Is he just a young man who made a reckless mistake under pressure, or is he the spark that accidentally ignited the biggest hip-hop feud of the decade? Should T.I. step forward immediately and try to clear the air publicly? Or should he stay silent, lawyer up, and wait to see what 50's next calculated move will be? And the biggest question hanging over everyone's head: if 50 Cent finally releases the full extended footage, or worse, that other secret he's been guarding, who does it ultimately end? King's budding career, T.I.'s legendary status, the entire Harris family's reputation, or could it blow back on someone else entirely in ways we haven't even imagined yet? Comment below and tell me exactly how you think this will unfold. Be honest, be detailed. The wilder the theory, the better. Make sure you like this video if you want the next update the moment this story evolves, because trust me, this situation is nowhere near over, not even close. Share this with someone who's been following the King Harris vs. 50 Cent saga from day one. They need to hear everything that's coming down the pipeline. And hit subscribe with all notifications turned on. Because the second 50 Cent makes his next power move, the second those hidden receipts drop, the second the industry starts shaking again, I'll be right here with the full, unfiltered breakdown that most blogs are too scared to touch. This story isn't ending. It's erupting. Stay tuned. The real shock is still coming, and when it hits, it's going to be unforgettable.